So for the second game against Childless, it looks like I took out 3 natural orders, a Behemoth, and 2 Nether Sentinels. I definitely want to play the long game against them, so I brought in the third copy of Abrupt Decay because, like, it's debatable whether you want it, but it's hardly ever bad. And especially since they started playing Leovold, which can be such a pain in the ass, I really like having 3 DKs against them. Also against random stuff like Sylvan Library, which can be problematic again when you want to grind them out. And even just Tarmogoyf, which sometimes can cause issues in combination with mass removal. So 3 DKs it is. And 3 Thoughtseize. I don't always bring in the Thoughtseizes. I recently started doing it again. And the point is just to take their mass removal or like their big payoff spells. But since it's chardless, they don't really have a lot of big payoffs because even like drawing 3 cards doesn't really matter when all you keep drawing is like 2/2s and abrupt decays. But sometimes when you get to a Nega Chase out of their hand or hit the Leovold, for example, that's already pretty good. And the information is also really valuable because it gives you a lot of like clues of how to play the game and just like when to not overextend, and it helps you out quite a bit. Okay. So good hand maybe, please. Can we have? Yeah. See, this hand actually looked really bad in the beginning, but the more I look at it, I actually kind of like it, especially on the draw, since Cradle is always something that like allows you to make up for being on the draw while still getting the extra card of being on the draw, and these two interact quite well. And this one not so much, but it's okay-ish. And since you almost have to keep anything with elves. Okay, now we draw a pretty good card in the matchup. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Virtual Rangers here. Okay. What is he gonna do? Please play Tarmogoyf, that would be so. The sad Tarmogoyf. And the good cards keep coming. See? Elves is like Demonic Tutor every turn for a random card, which is the downside, they say. But the problem is, or like the good thing for Elves is, when all of your cards are really good, like what does it matter whether your Demonic Tutor is for a random card or for like a card you want? Or you want all the cards in your deck, except for lands. Most of them. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna play Vision. Actually, I could play Scavenging Ooze to put pressure on him. No, I'm playing Visionary. Yeah, and what I want to draw here is Deathlight Shaman or Violent Symbiote. And I draw neither. Talk about lands. Shardless Ancient to Tarmogoyf. Like, that's actually something that's quite good for us if he doesn't have mass removal, because it doesn't really like interfere with our plan. We've got 19 points of life to spare, and we'd be happy to like lose some of them. You could like argue for double blocking the Tarmogoyf, since he did all of this pre-combat. So we would trade 1 for 1. But the thing is, I'd rather keep my creatures here, and because of the Cradle. And yeah. Looks pretty good. We should be able to cast Nissa. I wonder whether I'm actually gonna do that, but I guess. Okay, I'm greedy. You could argue for keeping back the Scavenging Ooze in case he has Toxic Deluge, but even then you still have Nissa. Or you might... Actually, you're not gonna lose her, no. Even if he has Toxic Deluge. So yeah, Tarmogoyf's back to 1-2. And he has Toxic Deluge, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep the Nissa, yeah. And even though we can't make the emblem now, we're still in a quite okay position, especially since we drew Kraterhoof, because we'll soon be able to hardcast it. I'm just gonna get Visionary because there's no point in +1ing when you're not really getting to the emblem anytime soon. And getting the additional creature, which might draw another creature, gets you even closer to Kraterhoof. So I'm just going for the instant value here. Excuse me. So basically, he goes for Toxic Deluge, and 2 turns later, we are already back to Kraterhoof mana. Like, it didn't count, but yeah, but it's exactly Kraterhoof mana. So we're staying back 1 more turn. He goes to 4 mana, so that should be either an attack with Creeping Tarpit on Nissa or Chase, or yeah, whatever. Tap out, that's fine. That's fine, we're gonna lose Nissa. We're gonna go for the Death Rite, and then hoof it up. Hoof, hoof. Finish him. And the opponent concedes in a minute, I guess. Yeah. Too much damage. So, what really happened in this game? Not a lot. Our opponent had a very uninteractive draw. Like, he didn't have counter magic, he didn't have discard. All he had was Toxic Deluge. And that wasn't really enough because we had a 5-5 and an Usu got to survive. He didn't, like, even if he had Wasteland for the Cradle, that would have already been quite good. But if he doesn't really have any way to like, generate tempo, card advantage, or pretty much anything, Elves will always walk all over Shardless back. Yeah. See you.